Hi, I'm G Patterson, Jerry Patterson, and the other day I got hit in the head with a badly scratched phonograph record. But it didn't affect me, didn't affect me, didn't affect me, didn't affect me, didn't... But seriously, ladies and gentlemen, what type of guy am I? I'm the type of guy that has empathy for animals and small creatures. I recently joined the SPCHL, which is the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Head Lice. And you might think this is kind of strange, but since I have empathy for animals and small creatures, I talk to animals and small creatures in my dreams. I know it's strange. In one of my dreams, I was talking to a turkey, a real live turkey, and the turkey was very happy, and I said, "Turkey, why are you so happy?" And he said, "I'm happy because I quit smoking, cigarette smoking." And I said, "That's great. How did you quit?" And this turkey said, "I quit cold human." In another of my dreams, I was talking to a centipede, a real live centipede. And the centipede was telling me that he often feels confined. And when he feels confined, he feels like crawling the walls. In one of my dreams, I was talking to a badger, a real live badger. And he said he graduated from UW-Madison, Wisconsin. So I figured he was a Wisconsin badger. And this badger was a lawyer. And he told me he had a bad day in court. He said that the opposing badger lawyer accused him of humaning a witness. In one of my dreams, I found myself in a room full of elephants, real live elephants. And they were having a business meeting. And one of the elephants spoke up loudly. He says, "Doesn't anybody see the main point of our problem? Doesn't anybody see the human in the room?" And in one of my dreams, I was talking to a wolf, a real live wolf. And this wolf was kind of strange. He was wearing a wool jacket. And I said to him, "The wool jacket, your wool jacket makes you look like a wolf in sheep's clothing." And I'm glad the wolf got the joke, and I'm glad the wolf had a sense of humor, because he had sharp teeth. Now I tell you a little bit more about myself. My favorite book is Under the Grandstand by Seymour Butts. And my favorite movie is a romantic love story about a young man who runs away with an older woman. It's called Gone with the Windbag. And my favorite song is about chewing tobacco. It's called How Am I Supposed to Live Without Chew? And my favorite poem is the world's shortest poem. The name of the poem is Fleas. Adam had 'em. My favorite bird is the tufted titmouse. Tufted titmouse, sorry. And the tufted titmouse is amazing. It is the only bird that mates while in flight. No other bird mates while in flight. I can imagine this male bird saying to this female bird, "Let's go do it on the fly." Now my favorite animal is the giraffe. I went to the zoo and I saw a male giraffe and a female giraffe necking. My favorite fish is the blue whale. The blue whale is the largest creature in the world. I read that the tongue of the blue whale is the size of a football field. I can imagine when a daddy blue whale gives his son or daughter a tongue lashing, it really means something. And my favorite insect is the butterfly. Did you know that the butterfly has 12,000 eyes? 12,000 eyes. I can imagine a romantic male butterfly saying to a female butterfly, "I only have eyes for you." And when he says, "I only have eyes for you," it really means something. Now, I like talking to people. Many years ago, I was talking to a lady. Her name was Judy Tenuta. And Judy said she started her own religion. Judy calls her religion Judaism. And I was talking to a lady many years ago. She was like a friend of a friend. And we're comparing moments in our life where we had the worst feeling in the world. Now, if you think about it, you probably had a moment or so in your life where you had the worst feeling in the world. You probably don't want to think about it. But I said to her, my worst feeling in the world was when I woke up one morning lying in bed, or laying in bed, who cares, lying or laying, and there was a giant spider crawling on my forehead. Well, she said her worst feeling in the world was she woke up one morning lying, I'm not lying, she's laying in bed, and she admits that she made the mistake of drinking too much the night before. And laying in bed beside her was a man. She didn't know his name. She didn't know where she had met him. And she didn't know why he was dead. Now, I was talking to this guy, and he was bragging to me that he made love to his wife for 1 hour and 5 minutes. It was on the night in spring when we turned the clocks ahead. Now, I was talking to, in my travels, I meet up with celebrities. I met up with Jeff Foxworthy, and back in those days I was working in an office, and he gave me a warning about working in an office. He said, "You moon the wrong person in an office party, and suddenly you're not professional anymore." And I was one day outside of a motel, and I met up with Howie Mandel. And Howie Mandel apparently was just checked out of the motel. And I said, "How was your stay at the motel?" And he said, "Well, everything was fine, except that the toilet water had a salty aftertaste." A salty aftertaste. And one day I was out west, and I met up with Emo Phillips, and I said, "Emo, what's happening?" And Emo said, "Well, I ran 3 miles today." And finally I said, "Lady, take your purse." And we were talking a little bit of philosophy, and we were both agreeing that life is difficult. Life is really difficult. And Emo said to me, "Some mornings it's just